Alright guys, so today we're going to plant our tomatoes that we grew from seed, and because we don't have the room that we had at the last house, I'm going to go ahead and use this container that I bought from Garden Supply. It is a honeycomb tomato planter. I'm going to tell you what I like about it. I'm going to set it up and show you guys some of the features from it that are actually pretty cool. I already opened one up and put it together. I'll show you that one a little bit because this one's not going to go as high. I'm actually going to take the other one apart as well, but just to give you an idea of how tall it actually is. Alright, so as I pull it out of the box here, the first thing you get is the actual planter, and everything that goes with it is right inside of there, wrapped up in plastic. You get some instructions as well on how to put it together. Like I said, I already put one together, so I'm going to go ahead and put this together again just to show you what it looks like and how it actually performs. Alright guys, so I had to use the box that it actually came with because of everything that we bought for gardening. The one thing we don't have still is a kneeling pad. So kneeling on this rock is kind of ridiculous. But as I open the box here, what you have is you actually have the planting basket, the base here where the water sits in. Again, I didn't mention, but these are self-watering. You have the casters for the bottom here. This is a cool little thing that I'll show once I put it together. You have the locks for the these right here, which are the they kind of hold the it's basically like the trellis. It holds the tomato up, and then you have some locks for actually locking in what holds that in place. And you have the uprights that actually bring that trellis up a little bit. Then you have a grow bag here that fits nicely right inside the planter basket. Let's go ahead and start putting this together, and I'll show you guys exactly what it looks like as I put it together. The first thing you want to do is grab the base here and get the casters. So you got 4 casters, and I believe on the website you can actually buy the wheels so you can move this around if you have it on a patio or something. But the casters are marked. It tells you what side goes where. Right here it has right and left, and these will just go in place as it shows on there. Now it takes a little bit of force to put these in. You can use a rubber mallet. And those 4 casters just lock in there like that. Now when you look at the base here, it has a watering part, and then it has a section where the uprights go. You want the watering part to face forward. The basket has a little leaf design right here in the front. That's the front of the basket, so that sits right on top like this. Alright, so before you put the basket on top of the water reservoir, the grow bag actually comes with this here. It's a capillary strip. It basically fits through here and into the bottom of the water reservoir, so this is what actually soaks up the water to the soil there. So you just want to put that here through the base, and then just pull it nice and tight to where it sits down in there, just like that. Then you can place your planter basket right on the top there, like that. It does have some kind of guides on the bottom to show you exactly how it sits on top of this water reservoir. They do come a little bit bent from shipping and stuff like that, and how it's packaged in the box. You gotta have to guide it in there the best way that you can. What you'll do next is you have in the bag with all the little parts, you have some connectors. Then you have these twist locks here. Now the twist locks right inside there's 2 slots where it just fits in, and you twist it and it'll lock it in place. And that keeps the base together there. Alright, then it comes with the uprights that have these stickers on there. You want to remove the stickers before you actually put that on there. What you do, it slides all the way down. Now with these uprights, they come with the extenders right here. These just fit right inside there. Just be careful when you put these on, because it is kind of rough to go in. As you slide it too quick, it may take some skin off your finger there. Alright, so this actually goes one more up, but we're not going to go the full top, only because it's a smaller tomato, and it comes with something that I actually like about this feature that I'll show you once I get it all together. So in the meantime, I'm going to put the other extender to the side, and I'm going to just continue with putting this part of it together. Alright, then you have a bunch of these wire supports that just attach to the back of it, and we're just going to put on just like that. It's kind of easy, not too hard to do, but I'm only going to put, again, maybe 3 of them. It does come with 5 total to go the whole distance, like I said, but we're only going to put 3 of them for now. 1 at the top, 1 in the center, and 1 at the bottom here. And because we're not using the very top, we have an end cap here that we're just going to put on top, and once we add the other part, we'll take that off, add the other one, and then put the end cap on that one. Then it comes with 5 wire supports, which go on pretty easy. They just clip right in there. Easy as that. And again, only putting 3 on there for now. Then it comes with these locking clips that actually lock these wire supports in place so they don't slide up and down, or these wire supports don't come off at all. Now these are a little bit tricky to put on there. I found that using a screwdriver or just something to pry open the plastic a little bit just to get it in there works best. Trying to do it with your fingers is probably going to kill your fingers a little bit, but I had to kind of struggle with it just to get them on there. Alright, one thing I forgot to mention, it comes with this string right here that slides right back into the uprights right here. I'm not going to use it. It's used to put in there, and it actually, you can tie this against the wall, or if you have it on the patio, you can tie it to your patio so it doesn't tip over or anything like that. But this is going to be kind of snug in one of the areas in the garden where it's really not going to be subject to any movement or anything like that. If I find I do need to tie it down, then I will tie it down. But in the meantime, I think the soil is going to be heavy enough, and where it's going to be planted, it's going to be kept in place pretty good. Alright, then we have the grow bag that fits just nice and snug right in here. It kind of has an overlapping extra fabric just to kind of overlap it so it doesn't leak any soil out or water out the sides, but it still has these honeycombs to give it enough breathing air for these for the soil in here and the roots. Alright, so that fits pretty good right there. Before we plant our tomato, I did want to show you one last feature that I absolutely enjoy, because these are tomatoes we grew from seeds, and it's still kind of cool at nights here, but not too cold. I want to go ahead and protect these from the nighttime temperatures, and I found this to be a pretty cool addition to the whole thing. It zips open, but this actually fits perfectly right over the top of this. Again, like I said, I think that was a pretty cool feature there. Then you just zip it. Keeps your tomatoes, if you're in a heated area as well where you get too much heat, you can actually keep these covered a little bit just to protect them from some of the heat from drying out your tomatoes, or actually just burning your tomatoes out. But this is going to be used to protect them from some of the chillier nights that we have in here. If I feel that it gets too cold, then I'll just bring them inside. But I think that was a pretty cool feature that came with it. Absolutely think it's going to work for our young seedling tomatoes that we're actually going to put in here. But this is the reason why I didn't build it all the way up, because again, I'm waiting for my tomatoes to grow all the way up before I start uncovering them and have it the full extension. I'll bring the other one out real quick to show you exactly how tall it actually can be with the full extension on there. Alright guys, so here's both of them put together. This is the one I just put together. I kept it short, like I said, because it's going to be a young seedling tomato plant that's going to go in here. But this one's completely put together. I moved it this far back only because at the angle that I have the camera, I want you to be able to see exactly how tall it is with with all 3 extenders on there, and how tall it actually goes with the support rings as well. So I think it can handle a pretty good determinate size tomato, or indeterminate for that matter. Just as long as you keep pruning back the suckers on the tomato, I think you'll have a nice growing tomato with these support rings. And this basket here, again, this is self-watering, so I think it's going to work out pretty good. This is what we're going to do, is we're going to test these planters, because again, we don't have the full-size garden that we had at the last house, so we want to go ahead and test these self-watering containers, see how well our tomatoes doing here. All right. So before I fill this up, I'm going to take off the extender here so it makes it easier to get the soil in there. I'm going to use the scoop that I have. It's my Corona 2 scoop that I've been using for a while and absolutely enjoy it. But just to make it easier, because it's a grow bag and I don't want to just dump soil in there and make it move all over the place, I'm just going to use the scoop. You want to use a good potting soil for tomatoes. something that has a lot of light, fluffy peat moss or anything of that matter. This does have a great light soil that drains well, but also keeps some moisture for your plants to continue to grow. We got the soil filled in this one. Next thing I want to do is I want to go ahead and put my tomato in there. But first thing I want to put in there is some Biotone to get the roots activated in these tomatoes. I'll always use Biotone. I believe in it. It makes the roots respond a little bit better. We've tested it with 2 different types of tomatoes last year, and one completely outgrew the other. Same type of tomato. The Biotone, I firmly believe that it helps those roots grow the best and possible root system to absorb any nutrients that you put in there as well. So I'm going to get my tomato here. I have a Garden Gem and a Garden Treasure from Proven Winners. Now with these tomatoes, they grew leggy, and the reason for that was because I raised the lights on them and moved them away from the light, so they grew kind of leggy. I know it kind of looks weird, but the reason for that is because I'm going to plant them deep, because again, tomatoes grow their roots from the side of the stem here. So the deeper you plant it, the more roots is going to start settling in there. As you can see, it already has a nice root system in there. So we're going to go pretty deep with this one here, almost about 6 inches more than what was actually showing there. And because young seedlings attract more insects, and I don't want any insects to attack it, what I'm going to do is I have these marigolds that I grew from seed here as well. These are the Hero Spree marigolds, which are red with a nice little yellow lining in there, and I think they look pretty cool. So I'm going to go ahead and put these in there as well. And I've got 2 growing in each container, so I'm just going to split them up nice, the best that I can, without trying to disturb them too much. That way those marigolds kind of keep the insects away that love the tomatoes, and the marigolds will kind of deter them from coming and attacking my tomatoes very early on. Put the support back on there. And there we go. It's a nice tomato planter. Next thing I got to do is just fill the water reservoir with some water and let this water itself. I'm excited to see how it does. I'm excited to see how well moistured it keeps these plants and how well it performs actually in the garden. Like I said, just because we can't get them in the ground or anything like that. I'm very excited to try out these new planters and see how they actually grow these. So I'm going to go ahead and put some water in this guy, and then I'm going to plant my other tomatoes. But that's going to be it for the video, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. If you have any questions, please leave it down below. If you need any information on any of the stuff that I use here, I'll be sure to link it down in the video below. But that's going to be it. We'll see you guys in the next video. Alright, wait a minute. One thing I forgot was fertilizing these tomatoes. One thing I do like to use is Tomatone. I know I use the Biotone, but that's for the root system. The Tomatone is actually going to feed these tomatoes and make them grow nice and abundant and strong. That's another thing that we do use here as far as fertilizing our vegetables, is the Tomatones or the Garden Tone that feeds all your vegetables in here. But we're going to go ahead and add that. But again, I'm going to do the other tomato. Thanks for watching, guys.